Hey there, SKs, and welcome to your math lesson of the day. All right, I have two separate files I'd like you to do today, so please follow me as I show you how you can find those files and explain to you what there is to do today. All right, today we're learning all about temperature and learning about how to read a thermometer, but there also is a little bit of a measurement review. So if you click the math lesson for today, SK Math, April 22nd, it does have a review page for measuring, which we'll get to after. But first, it says, go to activity number 2. Please open and complete the file titled Reading a Thermometer, April 22nd, in the SK Math folder. So that's what I'd like you to be doing first today. And this is where you can find it. Right below, there it is. Reading a Thermometer, April 22nd. So you click that. And this is our focus of the day. All right, so we briefly talked about the tool, a thermometer, but what does a thermometer help us figure out? Well, it helps us measure temperature. The same way when you look at a ruler, you can figure out how long something is. When you look at a thermometer, it can tell you how hot or how cold something is. Now, we're gonna start off by watching a little video that's gonna tell you about what that colorful thing is inside. Here it looks blue, but when you look at a real thermometer, it's actually red, like this. Now, that red color is actually a liquid, and the liquid is called mercury. Mercury, if you were to drink it, could actually be really, really dangerous for you. That's why it's locked up, safe, and trapped into a small little thermometer. And the glass is very, very thick. Okay, so inside here, it's not dangerous. Mercury reacts to heat. When it's really hot, the red line, the mercury goes up. And when it's cold, the mercury goes down. So we're going to start off by checking out this video, and then we'll continue our conversation.
When the mercury goes up, it's getting hotter. When the mercury goes down, it's getting colder. Thermometers are weather tools telling us how hot or cool. Thermometers tell temperature. Check out the temperature, 32 degrees. Liquid turns to solid and water will freeze. Check out the temperature, 212. Water gets hot and it might make you yell because it's wet. But somewhere in the middle is 68. Room temperature feels really great. When the mercury goes up, it's getting hotter. When the mercury goes down, it's getting colder. Thermometers are weather tools telling us how hot or cool. Thermometers tell temperature. Everyone can be a meteorologist, studying the weather like how hot or cold it is. Look at the mercury in the thermometer. Down means colder and up means hotter. Don't forget digital thermometers. They are even easier. Mercury goes up, it's getting hotter. When the mercury goes down, it's getting colder. Our weather tools telling us how hot or cool. Thermometers tell temperature.
Great job. All right, so now we are going to talk, let me get rid of this, there we go, about what is the temperature that means hot, what number on a thermometer means hot, and what number on a thermometer means cold. So in Canada, we measure in something called Celsius. So I'm going to circle that for you. See this little guy here? He looks very cold, and it says cold at 5 degrees Celsius. So the C stands for Celsius, and that little circle thing stands for the word degrees. So if someone says, oh, how hot is it today? You would say, oh, it's 30 degrees. And then Celsius is the measuring unit we use in Canada. So if you look at a ruler, you measure in centimeters or inches. When you're talking about weather, you measure in Celsius. Some other countries use something called Fahrenheit. And to use Fahrenheit, it's very similar to Celsius, the way it looks. It has a little degree sign and an F. Okay, so once again, this is degrees in Celsius. This is degrees in Fahrenheit. We're just going to focus on Celsius because we are Canadian. All right, so what number is hot and what number is cold? Picture 0 degrees. 0 degrees would be at some point in December, January, or February, the cold months of the year. At 0 degrees, water freezes, right? So if you put water in a fridge, does the water freeze or does it just get cold? It gets cold, right? Because your fridge is not quite 0 degrees. It's a little bit hotter. I think it's about 4 degrees. But once you put water into a freezer that's below 0 degrees, it freezes and becomes ice. So if someone says, put on a warm jacket, it's 0 degrees, you know that the water outside on the streets will have turned into ice. It's cold outside. In Canadian winters, sometimes it goes to minus 20, minus 30 degrees. And that means it is freezing. Put on 2 jackets, a scarf, a hat, snow pants, boots. Cold, cold, cold. Now, if it's 15 degrees, it's not hot, it's not cold, it's still kind of cool. If the sun is up, you might start feeling a little bit warm. But if you want really hot, picture a perfect summer day. In my opinion, a perfect sunny summer day would be 28 degrees. The sun is up, sky is blue, it's warm. You can wear a bathing suit, go in and out of the pool, have a nice fresh glass of lemonade. Okay, so here's a picture of a man. He's really hot, and it says hot at 30 degrees Celsius. Some people think that 28, 29, 30 degrees Celsius is too hot. They're sweating, they want water all the time, but Miss I loves it. All right, it's a picture of a very cold day, minus 0, below 0, and a really hot day, 30 degrees Celsius. I'll show you some more things so you can get an idea. All right, this is a picture of probably somewhere in the Arctic. You see it's super, super icy. And at this point, it's minus 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, so that means it's very, very cold. Minus 30, whoo, it's ice, it's freezing, it's very cold. Most people cannot live here for a long time. Then here, you see a house in winter, it's minus 10. It's very cold, but still, it's okay if you're wearing a lot of clothing. Okay. Here, we see what looks like a nice summer day. There's flowers out, the sky is blue, and here it says 25 degrees. So at this point, it's warm to hot. Typically, summers are around 25 degrees every day. And then it gets even hotter. At 30 degrees, whew, it's a hot, hot day. At 40 degrees, that's how hot it is in the washing machine. So in your washing machine, the clothes have to get really, 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 really hot with hot water to get nice and clean. 50 degrees, extremely hot. At 100 degrees, water starts to boil and evaporate, turn into steam. So that's super, super hot. It would burn your skin if boiling water fell on you. At 1,000 degrees Celsius, it's the same temperature as lava coming out of a volcano. And at 5,500 degrees Celsius to 15 million, it's as hot as the surface of the, do you know what this is? The sun. That's how hot it is on the sun. So if someone ever tells you, yeah, let's go outside today, it's 5,500 degrees Celsius hot. You say, no, thank you, right? So now that we are in the end of April, it's around 10 degrees. On good days, on lucky days, it'll be 15. So it still says 10 degrees is cold and 15 degrees is cool. So it's getting a little bit warmer. And hopefully when May comes, we'll start seeing more 15, 20 degrees where it'll be cool and starting to get really warm. All right, so I want you to look out for that in the mornings when Mr. Birch talks about temperature. He'll be telling you how hot it is in Celsius, how many degrees. All right, let's go back to our worksheet now. And now let's see what they're asking us to do. So here we have a bunch of different thermometers. Don't look on the second page because it's the answer key. All right, so parents, make sure you print this for yourselves, but don't show the kids the answers on the second page. What you need to do is use these little lines to tell you how hot or cold it is. So this is a 0 line, and just like a ruler, you count upwards. The lines go up by 1. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this must be 3. So in this thermometer, they're showing that it's 3 degrees Celsius. 3 degrees Celsius. Let's do this one. Now, what I like doing is I like putting a line on the top, whoop, so I can see exactly what it goes up to. Then if I know this is 0, this is 10, 20, I'll count up from 20. 20, so this is 21, 22, oopsies. Well, let me redo that. That was very messy. All right, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. All right, so I know this one is 27 degrees Celsius. Okay, so I hope you have fun with that. I always really liked looking at thermometers when I was a kid, and I loved looking at the news and the weather report to see how hot or cold it was going to be, because it helps you find out what you want to wear that day. If it's 0 degrees, you want a scarf and mitts and a hat and a good jacket. 25 degrees, woo! Put a tank top on, nice pair of shorts, and get ready for a great day outside. All right, so once you finish that page, then you can go back to the SK Math page where there's just a little bit of review to do. So on this page, it'll just be asking you to get out a ruler and to measure all the lines below. So you'll be measuring these lines in inches. You'll be measuring this line in inches and selecting how long it is. Same for this one and same for this one. All right, so just a little ruler review. And that's all for today. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you understand how to figure out how hot or cold it is looking at a thermometer. And now it's up to you to get some practice in. So have a great math, and I will see you soon.